If you're about to buy a home, I would think twice before you buy any of these types of homes. And if thinking twice doesn't do it, I would think maybe a few more times, because you might be buying a house that you're going to be miserable in or be stuck in for a long time. My name is Mary Schumann, and I am a realtor in the Minneapolis area, and I help a lot of buyers find the right home here. I've seen inspection reports, I've heard the horror stories, I've run the data on enough houses to confidently tell you that you need to stay away from the following types of homes. And some of these tips you're going to be like, okay, Mary, this is common sense. But circumstances can sometimes, push buyers into overlooking some red flags. But I would say don't be that buyer. Be discriminating. So the number one thing I would say is avoid homes that have obvious flaws or hazards. Like if a home has a location that cannot be fixed or something in its near vicinity. So consider this. What if the home is on a very busy street or backing up to a railroad or next to a rundown mobile home park? The number one rule in real estate is location, location, location. And if you buy on a noisy street or an undesirable area, you're really going to limit your resale options significantly. Busy streets, railways, unattractive neighbors often scare off buyers that have kids or pets. So pro tip, it's better to buy the worst home in the best neighborhood than the best home in a questionable location. Sacrifice a little bit to get that location if you can. All right, so number 2 would be to buy a home without a basement. In Minnesota, basements are considered essential for many reasons. One is that we get tornadoes here, and having that safe place to go during severe weather is key. Severe weather seems to hit in the middle of the night. That's when you hear the sirens go off. So basements also provide extra storage space and room potentially for family rooms, a workout area. Most buyers here do expect a basement, and I would say one of the number one things I hear from people moving from out of state is that they want to have a house with a basement. Most buyers seem to expect a basement, and skipping one could hurt your property value. All right, number 3 are homes that have the potential or warning signs of water problems. So I would say watch out for a home that sits at the bottom of a slope or that has a drainage pattern that comes toward the house, or a home that might be in a flood zone. So things that you're going to look for are damp basements. You might see evidence of past water damage, maybe mold. You're going to look for signs of water staining or dampness, and make sure the home has a sump pump. If it has a sump pump, that's a good sign that the seller has mitigated any water issues. A tip about flood zones. Floods are caused by running water. So like creeks, rivers, streams, that type of thing that picks up water and overflows its banks, not by lakes. We have a lot of lakes here. They're not a problem. But the MLS does have flood zone data. And if I'm looking at a house for you and I know that there's a creek nearby, I'm going to check and see if that home actually sits in a flood zone or not, so that you know what you're buying. Homes with steep or long driveways. Minnesota winters actually mean snow and ice, and neither is going to be a bundle of fun on a steep or long driveway. Problems may include things like your car getting stuck or unable to get up the hill. It could be scraping on low clearance vehicles. You yourself may be slipping on the ice when you're walking up or down the driveway. Here's a tip about sunlight though, is if you get a driveway that faces south or west, the sun is going to help melt that ice and snow a lot faster. It's going to be much easier for you. All right, number 5 would be poor quality new construction homes. So don't get distracted by fancy finishes like granite countertops, etc. You should focus on things like the durability of the floors, and do you feel like the carpet padding is of high quality? Look at high quality mechanicals like the furnace, the AC, etc. You don't want to have like the very low end of everything. Look for a reputable builder with strong reviews. Minnesota has a 1-2-10 warranty on new construction, and the 1 is for the full coverage in the first year. Everything is covered on that warranty. 2 years, the mechanical systems are covered, and the 10-year warranty covers structural defects through year 10. When you buy a new home, you're going to want to get an inspection in the 11th month of your warranty so that you can catch any of those bumper-to-bumper issues during that first year and have them corrected. Part of the inspection would be having the inspector look at the roof, because older homes, this is the type you don't want to buy, an older home with a bad roof, because you may not be able to get insurance coverage. If you're paying attention to the news at all, you're going to know that insurance is kind of getting difficult everywhere in the United States. Roofs are of particular interest here in Minnesota because most people, traditionally, that's how you got your roof replaced, was because of a hailstorm, not usually due to age. So just want to make sure that you're able to maybe negotiate that into the purchase and not get stuck with a roof that is in poor condition. So always check that age and roof quality before buying an older home. All right, number 7 would be homes on like steep curves or dangerous intersections. I would avoid homes at those like T intersections or on really tight curves. These locations often have traffic accidents. I have a friend that lived on like a 90-degree turn when I was growing up, and I can't tell you how many cars ended up in their horse pasture thanks to people not making that turn properly. The thing is, you're going to have to deal with headlights shining into your windows at all hours of the night. All right, number 8 would be homes with really unreasonable HOA restrictions. And while Minnesota's HOA rules are often less strict than other states, you do get the chance to review them carefully. Minnesota law gives buyers a 10-day review period from the time you get the last document for all HOA documents, including the rules and regulations, budgets, and expenditures. You can cancel your offer and get your earnest money refunded during that 10-day window if things stand out to you that you don't like. My final little bits of advice here are: don't skip on inspections. Yes, inspections can be expensive, but they can also save you from making a really costly mistake. A high-quality inspector is really worth their weight in gold. They can uncover issues you may not be able to negotiate or fix at a later time. And then the last thing is, of course, work with a realtor who tells it like it is. If you're thinking about buying a home, you want to find an agent who gives you honest guidance. I consider my role to arm you with information that you need to make smart decisions. I don't tell people what to do. I just give them information. If you do have questions about any of this, please reach out. I love to talk to people that meet me on YouTube. Thanks for watching.